Hi everyone, and welcome to Weekly Cooking with Becky. Today we are going to do a 2-ingredient sugar cookie. It's Valentine's week, so we gotta make sure we are ready for Valentine's Day. So I'm dropping this recipe early, hoping to get it in your hands and ready to eat. All you need is almond flour and maple syrup. The link to the recipe will be in the description below. The nutrition facts I will put in there because it is not a low carb keto recipe, but I have made it keto, low carb, paleo, all the good stuff, gluten-free, everything else. And the simple swap out is it's 2 ingredients. It's almond flour and it's maple syrup. We're just going to use a sugar-free maple syrup. Use the one that you want. Obviously, the healthier you choose, like a Chalk Zero, a stevia-based one, Lakanto, things like that are obviously going to be more healthier than the ones that use the sucralose, okay? I'll leave it there, but we're going to keep it bring those carbs way down, and I will give you the modification just by swapping out the maple syrup. The icing is optional. I'm not going to do their icing because I have a problem with the way they do it. We'll get to that later. So icing is optional and you'll need to adjust depending on what you do for icing, but let's get going. So click on more to get to the link for the amounts. Okay, I've already got the 2 ingredients in here. So we have maple syrup, or for me, sugar-free maple syrup, and almond flour. Now this is going to take me a couple hours, and I'm going to state this from the beginning because we have to let this dough chill for an hour first, and then we're going to roll it out to a 1/2 inch thick. These only make 12 cookies. We're gonna roll them out to a 1/2 inch thick. Then we're going to cook them, and then they have to completely cool before you ice them. So this is not going to be an afternoon snack by any means. However, are you looking at how quickly that formed up? Okay, pretty nice and easy on the formation of this. So what I'm trying to do is just kind of get it all globbed together, stuck together here. We can always use almond flour when we're rolling out the dough if it's too sticky. Not gonna know about that for an hour. So that is literally step 1. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But what we have to do is take some plastic wrap and we're gonna just put it in there. Put it in there. Here I go. Did you guys see how I did that? All right, so into the fridge it goes for an hour. When I come back, I will have already taken 2 pieces of parchment paper and I will either have floured it, whatever. I might not need any flour, but I'll have made it to 1/2 inch and we will be ready to stamp them out and get ready to bake. So I'll see you in just a little bit. All right, so the dough has chilled for an hour. And what I want to show you is I have already pre-done a couple. I don't actually own a cookie cutter. And here I am making sugar cookies. So I'm taking a lid, just a lid, and I'm using that. My last lid got really sticky after a while, so I'm gonna spray this lid with some avocado oil spray and see if maybe I can get a few more cookies out of it before it goes bad. And basically after you cut out a few, you gotta stop and re-roll and cut and stop and re-roll. So here we go. I've rolled some dough out and we're just gonna press in. Now granted, it's Valentine's Day, so if you have a heart cookie cutter, by all means, use it. I don't. I'm bad. But if you do, totally use it. I'm gonna try not to ruin this. Move this to my cookie sheet over here. Put it on a lined cookie sheet. And I'm gonna get my next punch going. So you can kind of see how easy that is. I've been going underneath to kind of release them only because with my lid, they're like, as you see, they're falling out. But I think that's because I'm greasing them. And then I just come over and I pop it off the lid. Okay, so you're gonna want 12 that are the same size. So, I don't know, I'm just gonna bring this over to you. I'm gonna finish, but I'm just doing good old circles. Now, when you have everything done, you're gonna bake 10 to 12 minutes at 350 until the cookies begin to brown around the edge, and then you are going to cool them completely. I will show you what that looks like. I am going to ice them for you. I'm not going to do the icing that they recommend, and I'll tell you why when I get there. I'm going to do a different icing, and it is truly up to you. So I'm going to finish getting these cut and put through the oven. But like I said, if you don't have a cookie cutter, look for a lid or something that you can just twirl and use in its place. And it works, guys. It works. So I'm going to keep going with that. And you already saw I'm just making circles. We're going to bake them at 350 for 10 to 12-ish until they're slightly golden brown. Let them cool, and we'll be back to frost. All right. So now I'm going to ice. In the recipe, there is a recipe for royal icing, and that's the icing that hardens, that famous icing that hardens on a sugar cookie, and everybody loves it. The only problem is I refuse to make it because it is made with raw egg. And I don't know, the nurse's child in me can't do it. I cannot make an icing and then give it to people where you don't even heat the egg at all. And so I will not make the royal icing. If you choose to make the royal icing, go ahead. What you will do is instead of the powdered sugar, you will do it like a powdered swerve instead, or a powdered Lakanto, I believe offers one as well. So I will say I'm gonna definitely go dirty keto, totally low carb with this. What I ended up doing was just getting a 0 sugar vanilla frosting, and the carbohydrate count on the back. First you take the total carbs minus the fiber, so 17 minus 3 is 14, minus the sugar, alcohol, which is 10. That's 4 net carbs per 2 tablespoons. Now guys, 2 tablespoons would be like 4 cookies. You're only gonna eat 1, maybe 2. So you're only gonna be getting 1 to 2 carbs, and it's Valentine's Day. So to mimic a royal icing, I looked up online, you can take this and microwave it down to that thin consistency. And that's what I did, is I took the white kind, and then you just add whatever coloring of choice that you want. And then you can put that on top, and you don't have to worry about the eggs. Now you could do a traditional, you could look up or have your own recipe. If you want to do a buttercream frosting, you just can't stack them. And I want to stack them. I want to be able to refrigerate these and have a hard icing. So when I saw that you could do this and melt it, and that it should be able to be stackable, I want to give it a try. So I'm now just going to put a little tiny little poke on the side of my sandwich bag here. And this is because I don't have a piping bag. We're going to attempt to do this. It may or may not turn out very pretty, but here I go. I'm going to attempt to cover these. Let me come back and just kind of fill that in. I can always move that around a little bit, because you flood cookies, no big deal. I'll spread that out. They're still not going too badly. I can get out like a little butter knife or something. I may or may not need more. Yeah. Come on. I may have underestimated how much icing I need. We'll see. I'm trying to do the whole flood the cookie. Flood the cookie. I'm like short 2 cookies. Let's see. Let's see if I can salvage any from the others in just a second. Because I'm like, I want to get these last 2 cookies without having to reheat any. All right, so I'm gonna grab a butter knife. Let's see what I can do. Let's see if I can move over any of this frosting. Okay, so we're just kind of moving it around. Look, there's some frosting. I'm gonna move it over. Moving it around. And if I get a glob, so you can even see I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but I'm just definitely using it to, using any extra that I see. Like this one definitely has extra. I'm using it over here. So isn't it nice to know that we're all human? Okay. That one looks pretty good. Now, if I had a heart-shaped one, that would have probably been a little bit easier. Let me share some of the love of this one. That one definitely had a lot. And I'm gonna stick this in the fridge to solidify. This one, it doesn't say how long it takes, and I've never actually done this. So I'm hoping only like 15, 20 minutes because I want to do a taste test, guys. I've been like staring at these for a while. I'm impatient. I want to do a taste test. But anyways, we're making it work. This one, I see that there's a lot that dripped off on the edge. I'm gonna go grab all of that and put it on this cookie. So yeah, just kind of play with it as you can. And like I said, if you want to make the royal icing, you can totally make it. Otherwise, you can do what I just did right here. And what I'm gonna do now is I am totally putting these in the fridge for just a little bit. I'm gonna let these harden up. And then once they're hardened up, we'll have a taste test. So, royal icing that's in the recipe, my hack, or make whatever icing that you want that is keto or low carb approved. We'll be back for the taste test. So as you can see, they set up pretty nicely. And so now we're going in for a lovely taste test. So looks pretty good. Well, those are gonna be so good for Valentine's Day. There's 12, I think I can make it last a couple days. I really wanted to get it out there for you guys so that you guys would have the next couple days, so you could definitely have it for Valentine's Day. The other thing that I plan on doing is having a low carb chocolate cake available for you guys. So if you see this, then I would love you to be able to check that out as well. That was a video I made in the past for Valentine's. Between cookies and chocolate cake, how could you go wrong? And remember, just click on more for the description on the recipe here and my tweak to take the guy's recipe and turn it into a nice keto low carb recipe that we can all enjoy. And I'll see you next time. Once again, make sure you like and subscribe and turn on those notifications. All right. Happy Valentine's, everybody. Bye.